Degrees in the School of Music can help prepare students for any number of different career paths. We prepare students to be music educators, music therapists, music theory, musicology, music history, performers, and leaders in arts organizations and communities.
Who you study with in music, I think, is so important. Fernando Mesa was the first percussionist to play for Lion King when it was here. And he asked you kind of like, where do you want to be in the next 4 years? Like, what's your dream job right now? He'll tailor how he teaches you around that end goal. You are encouraged to be an individual and explore your interests with the support of the staff and faculty here, and really steer the program in a way that'll benefit you the most, whether it's composition, orchestral work, marching band, pit orchestras, freelancing, amusement parks, and entertainment, and then apply that in the real world.
It's music time, music time, music time right now.
The University of Minnesota is really great because it's so big and there's a lot of opportunities, but it's a very small program that we have. I've been in the same classes with the same people for 4 years, so that creates this community where we are so supportive of each other. We know what everyone's going through. I also love our professors, how they're willing to support us and help us accomplish our different goals, whatever those may be.
Our faculty are really incredible musicians, performers, scholars, educators that are in high demand all over the world. And so students get an opportunity to study with really some of the best that there is. My teaching philosophy really centers around providing students the most authentic experiences that they could have prior to being in the career. I teach music education students, and in all of my classes, I don't really have any tests or quizzes because music educators who are practicing out in area schools, they're not tested or quizzed on whether they can teach. They have to do it. Students are assigned to a school in a full-time setting, one-on-one with a cooperating teacher, where eventually they work over to taking over all of the responsibilities of the teacher, delivering lessons and planning and assessing, and so that by the time they leave the program, they're fully prepared to walk into a classroom of their own.
Hey, well done, everyone. Can you guys give your neighbor a high five? That was really, really good. All right, so let's keep going with that. All right, let's do scale in thirds. Can you guys go ahead and find that first note?
I knew that middle school band, this is where I belong, this is where I want to be, and this is where I hope to be for a very long time. And I don't think I would have gotten where I am now without that experience from the U of M. That just gave me more opportunities to work on my craft, to work on my skill, because you're going to mess up all the time. And that's one of the mantras that I have in my class, is that FAIL stands for your first attempt in learning. You just need reps, you need opportunities. And that's something that the U of M gave me that I'm so grateful about. And also the fact that we have so many incredible schools within, a 30-minute radius of the U of M where, I did practicum at, or I did some conducting work, or just being able to communicate with alumni and other teachers around the area.
Being in the Twin Cities is great. Having groups like the Minnesota Orchestra or the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra 15 minutes away from you, to have like those type of ensembles to just be able to go and watch and listen. You're just surrounded by a bunch of music. Having our performance facility that we're in right now is awesome. We rehearse right across the hall, and then we're able to rehearse in here too, like a couple times before the concerts. The stadium facilities over there for the marching band is great. You know, like I think there's maybe a handful of other bands across the country that rehearse on the football field every single day that they can.
My name's Arush Botra. I'm a percussion performance major. I'm currently a sophomore, but I composed this piece as a freshman. I was trying to kind of get into film scoring a little bit. I tried a couple things here and there, tried a couple little projects. But one thing I finally landed on was a competition for an open source film called Caminandes y Amigos. I entered that competition. Originally, I only scored this for a couple instruments, percussion, piano, and a glockenspiel. I didn't really hear back from the competition, but that's how Professor Lukart saw it.
It was fun for the students because it was one of their own. And it's like one student can do that, it gives permission for other students to try. Not for the recognition, but for the art, for the creativity and the possibility.
Being able to work with our professors and see what they do, like on the podium, how they interact. That leadership, I think, is important to like witness, because once I leave, I can try to emulate that sense of community.
You get so much more than a diploma. You get so much more than the degree. You get the experiences and the life-changing opportunities that we have access to here that we might not be able to see at other colleges or universities just because of our location and our size and the people that we have here. You can get a degree anywhere, but I think studying music here at the School of Music really gives you experiences that you can't get anywhere else.